Ladies and gentlemen, resurrection power. Psalms 37, verse 34 says, "Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it." That's right. Those words are as true as they are. Don't let wicked people fool you. They will be cut off. And you, who are striving to do good, will see the inheritance of all the land. Let's talk Justice League. Easter eggs not talked much about in social media. And we're talking about Alfred Pennyworth, who was speaking with Bruce Wayne on the plane. And he's dressed in military fatigues, reminding us and calling back to BVS when he was also wearing the same military fatigues. But we want to add a little bit more to that. We want to talk a little bit about Alfred Pennyworth and his background. And if we check Wikipedia, we see that Alfred Pennyworth is actually not just the butler and the valet of the Wayne family, but he actually had a military background. He was born under the name Alfred Beagle. He grew up in England and joined the army once he became of age. He served in various conflicts all over the world, gaining skill as a field medic, which tells us why he can heal Bruce's wounds. After retiring from the army, he became an actor and later teacher for MI5, instructing its agents in subterfuge through the use of stagecraft. He was a tactician, and he would use the military vehicles and technology to be able to implement strategies. During this time, Alfred received a special mission loaning his services to MI7. After this mission ended, Alfred was forced to retire from the service and adopted a new identity, Alfred Pennyworth, and moved to the United States of America. Alfred legally changed his last name to Pennyworth and started working as a butler for the Wayne family, carrying over the family tradition, per his father, that's Alfred's father's, dying wish. After several months, Alfred voices the desire to return home to continue acting. However, these plans are forgotten when the young Master Wayne returns home from school early after being bullied. Alfred teaches Bruce how to defend the bully strategically rather than using brute force. Armed with Alfred's tutelage, young Bruce manages to take care of his bully problem. Alfred stays on as the family butler at Bruce's request. After the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne, Alfred was named Bruce's legal guardian. However, social services combated the will, thinking that Bruce should not be raised by a servant. However, Bruce managed to remain in Alfred's care by, despite his young age, bribing the social service agent into allowing Alfred to raise him. Alfred raises young Bruce Wayne together with Dr. Leslie Thumbkins, a close friend and colleague of Thomas Wayne. Later, Bruce decides to travel abroad, and Alfred stays at Wayne Manor and begins a short-lived romance with Dr. Leslie Thumbkins. Batman will return, and Bruce Wayne would return. He wasn't Batman yet, and he would decide to do these covert operations in Gotham to purge it of criminals. And then Alfred starts to help him, and in so doing, he later discovers that the Bat is the tool he wants to use, and Alfred facilitates that. So what I'm trying to tell you is the birth of the Batman happened because of Alfred. Alfred taught Bruce, at least brought Bruce into the world of tactical fighting and strategy, and still to this day, Alfred is one of the main and key ingredients with Bruce. Though he works more as a partner than a servant, as a mutual friend than as an enemy, Alfred is the force behind Batman. He's actually the originator of Batman, and in a way, he is the Batman behind Batman. So it's very interesting, and that's why Alfred has these serious debates with Bruce, because he is in some way, shape, or form Bruce's mentor. He is the one from which Bruce started the inspiration and became who he is today. Alfred is the one that actually sheltered and nurtured him and made him who he was. And where Alfred felt he failed against Bruce, he tried to succeed with the Robins, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake. In fact, Alfred was integral in getting Tim Drake taught by Batman. Alfred is a expert in combats and weaponry. If you don't know that, he actually trained Bruce. Bruce combated with Alfred, then went away, and he learned other skills to add to his repertoire. Alfred still trained with all the Robins and Batgirl. Alfred is one of the most exceptional people you will ever have, and his story, the backstory of Alfred, his history, is extremely intriguing. It is filled with just about every single bit and piece of exciting detail. And I hope that at some point in time, Warner Brothers will delve into the backstory of Alfred Pennyworth, who is not really Alfred Pennyworth, but Alfred Beagle. Here's another very interesting thing about Alfred. He's been in romantic relationships with a number of people, Catherine, as well as the doctor that helped to raise Bruce. But here's the other interesting thing about Alfred. Alfred has a dry, sarcastic sense of humor, and you feel it in Batman v Superman, and you also feel it. You also feel it in Justice League. He has a wry sense of humor, and he always wants Bruce to settle down, have a family. I don't know why Alfred thinks that, because he doesn't even want it for himself. But he wants Bruce to settle down and have a family, and he always has this internal desire to be an actor as well. He wants to continue his acting. So these are some of the funny things about Alfred. He initially was brought into the Batman universe as a source of comedy and humor. They toned it down and they made him very competent. He was bumbling and he was an investigator himself, and they made him much more competent, much more skilled, and they even gave him a deeper backstory into the history of the Wayne family. So I must say, this character is wonderful, and I thought I would share this with you guys. It's not just the Easter egg I wanted to share, but the backstory of Alfred. On that note, you guys have a great day.